I wish you a very happy Easter. I'm Comfort Eyitayo, your regular host on Connect with Comfort show. Like we always say on this program, we aim to add value to people, business enterprise, and personal growth. Each show is organized to feature guests who are subject matter experts that will throw more insights on the topic of the day. I'm glad you are able to join us on this special day. You are most welcome. Today, our discussion will be on the topic of event business. As we all know, events are an essential part of our social lives, and they play a crucial role in various industries such as entertainment, corporate, and non-profit organizations. Whether it is corporate meeting, a product launch, a wedding, or charity fundraising events, it requires careful planning, management, and execution to ensure the success. The event business is a dynamic and fast-paced industry that continues to grow and evolve, and it presents many opportunities and challenges as well for entrepreneurs and professionals alike. In the discussion today, we will explore the different aspects of event business, including the current trends, the best practices, and the key factors that contribute to the success of an event. We will also discuss some of the challenges that event organizers face and explore some creative solutions to overcome them. I hope that this discussion will provide you with valuable insights and practical tips that you can apply to your event business or project. Perhaps you are just aspiring to go into an event business. Once again, thank you for joining us today as we plan to get started after this short break. Please remain connected. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Sacrifice leads and gains follow. Don't look for any gains where there's been no sacrifice. Don't wake up and look for no game. Don't look for your game to improve. Don't look for the record to improve. Without sacrifice, there are no gains. You can't make millions of dollars if you don't make millions sacrifice.
You're going to need to cut some fat if you want life to change. If you want to show me you want to win that bad, pack your calendar, because everything is based off of activity. Very few people want to show their calendar, because if they did, you would realize who really wants to win that and who doesn't. It's mathematically impossible for you not to win at the highest level if your calendar is packed from day till night, every single day, the entire year, day after day after day after day after day, without you winning.
Some of y'all so caught up on the game that you don't get it. It is in practicing. It is in eating right. It is in making good decisions that you look a certain way. It is how you practice. It is what you do that makes you look like you look. It is the process of the grind that shapes you and forms you. It's not the game. And that's why most of y'all get beat in the game or make mistakes in the game, because you think grinding is what happens when the sun comes out. You think grinding is what happens when the lights come on. You think grind is what happens when people get in the stage. That's not grind. The real grind is in the dark when nobody sees you, when nobody knows what you're doing, when you studying without coach, when you putting in those extra reps, when you watching those videos and you getting inspired, when you change your music. It's the process that makes you sweet. Champions are focused on the goal. They don't have time to be doing stuff that's not going to help them toward the goal. So all the little stuff you talking about, all the little social media, cut it off. Cut it off. Do what you're supposed to do. You ain't no boy no more.
You are welcome back after that inspirational video. I'm sure we are able to get one or two messages from that. We need to remain focused. We need to put in extra effort to get that which we desire. And as they say, practice makes us perfect. It is the time to introduce my guests. Our guest in the house today is Adeola Sessi Traorore, the Chief Executive Officer of Lemony Touch Events, an event planning and management business grown from her passion to take stress off people and build lifetime relationships with her clients. Lemony Touch Events, led by Adeola, offers an exceptional service of exquisite touch to clients, giving them a personalized event service experience. I can bear testimony to that. With over 180 events execution experience, she has produced events ranging from weddings, birthdays, event styling, bridal and baby showers, to mention but a few. She is the convener of TALMAD. TALMAD is Touch a Life, Make a Difference, and an annual charity program of over 6 years, which aim to give back to and celebrate the underprivileged people in the society by putting a smile on their faces, especially at Christmas. What a laudable objective. She is the author of Help, Don't Stress the Bride, a firm believer in personal growth and professional development. She has undergone various courses in leadership and mentorship programs. She is an holder of MSc in Management from the University of Lagos and a BSc in Economics from Bowen University, Osun State. Please join me in making welcome my distinguished guest of today, Adeola Sessi Traorore. Adeola, you are most welcome. We thank you for honoring our invitation.
Thank you, Ma.
Thank you for sparing time, especially on an Easter Sunday for that matter. Thank you very much. It
You're
shows
welcome, Ma.
passion, it shows dedication. Yes. So without much ado, we go straight to the questions. What is the importance of having a clear and well-defined event concept, including the target audience, objectives, and desired outcomes?
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for having me on board. I really feel honored and I do appreciate. Thank you, Ma. So the question you asked, the importance of having a clear and well-defined event concept, I would liken that to wanting to build a house and not having a blueprint of what you want the house to look like. So when it comes to events, like for us at Lemony Touch events, before we get on with any form of event, we want to do consultation. Why do we do consultation? You can't begin to build a house without knowing that this person wants 4 bedrooms, or this person wants to use this house for retirement, or this person wants to use this house for a particular motive. So that's how events works as well. So having a clear understanding of what the event concept is, we want to ask our clients, how many guests are you expecting? What area do you want to have this event? What is the motive? What do you want to celebrate? How do you want your guests to leave feeling? Now, when we hold our consultation session, sometimes we even hold consultation sessions a year before the event. It is surprising to know that that very first meeting where we consult is what actually drives the entire effort that we put into producing an event, because that is where we clearly understand what the client needs and how we can bring it to life by merging everything together. We want to know your target audience. We want to talk about what you want your guests to live with. So you're not just having an event ranging from, it could be a product launch, it could be a wedding, it could be a burial. Everybody that comes for an event has one thing they want their guests to achieve, or one thing they want people to live with. So that is the most vital part of our event planning, actually.
Okay, that is good. We've covered what the objectives will be and the desired outcome. That is, what do you want your invitees this time around, not client. I was going
Yeah,
to say customer. Invitees to live the
live
experience you
with.
want them to live with. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. What are some of the key challenges that event businesses face when organizing events?
Hmm. So there are a lot. There are a lot. So let's start from when the client has given you the concept. The client just wants the job done. I mean, that's why they're bringing up somebody that has vital knowledge. So to start with, vendors. Like I always tell people, vendors are people who provide services towards the event. So vendors can make or mar you. So vendors are actually challenging, because starting from wanting to have a budget whereby you get the perfect fit vendor, and clients themselves sometimes are actually part of the challenges. So you find out that there are some clients that, they want the cloud to fall, they want the horses to bring them into the event, and you find out that their budget is nothing close to what their dreams are. So the efforts to trying to merge them together and trying to understand how we can deliver, still not disappointing the clients, is actually a bit of challenge. And the vendors, most importantly, unfortunately, right now, social media is another tool that actually gives challenges. So you find out that people go on social media, they pose to be what they are not. They put jobs that they are not the producers of those jobs. And so it's a whole lot of work for us and challenging situations for us as event planners when we're trying to really vet, okay, this vendor can do this. And sometimes, I mean, there are some of colleagues that have come up with, oh, the vendor didn't show up for the supposed events that they, paid for and all of that. So I would say, just to wrap it up, firstly, I would say vendors. Then we have economical factors as well. For instance, in Nigeria, we had lots of people that wanted to have their events the first quarter of this year. And imagine, because of election, people had to, hold still and not have events till second quarter. Election was being postponed. So we economical factors, the vendors and clients themselves. And of course, as an event planner and a business person, team, the team members are also some of the challenges we face in producing an event. Okay, I think network went off. Okay, I'm not sure, but I think network just went off. So let's wait a bit to have her back. Okay. All right. While we wait to have her back, I'm just going to, I was trying to rush to wrap up as to why um, we have challenges in the event industry. So I'll just shed more light till we have her on board. All right. So I was talking about vendors. So you find out that there are some vendors when they're being, engaged by the clients themselves, they always feel like, oh, why should an event planner come on board? And why should somebody want to control me? Or why should somebody want to give a service that I already know about? And like for every family we come across, you find out that every family has a caterer that has been in business with them since ages. And so when that kind of caterer hears that, oh, there's a planner on board, they're telling you, why would she want to tell me where to set up? Why would she? So vendors can be, they can be great angels. They can save your day. They can make your event exceptional. But at the same time, if not being properly managed, they can be great discomfort and they can be a great challenge to the production of an event. I talked about economical factors as well. If we're going to talk about how the government does not, encourage a couple of things or how they don't empower a couple of things for event planners. And yes, venues too. Venues are categorized under vendors. So there's some venues that actually make life, quite difficult for us. They have so many rules, and then you are wondering how you're going to produce this event successfully with, this kind of challenges or the kind of list that the venues give you as to what to do and what not to do in their space. I also talked about team members. As an event planner, it is not easy having team members that would stay and then would also understand the excellence that we try to portray as a business owner, just, not wanting to just get events or parties over. Some people are just they're in the staffing category of events because they just like the highlight. They like when music is playing and there's, that hype, but they really don't want to work behind the scenes. So it's always staffing issues sometimes that are part of our challenges. Okay. All right. I'm trying to.
Go ahead, I can hear you. Sorry, guys, it's network. Adeola. Okay, let me fill in some gap till we get our guests back. It's one of those
Okay.
things.
I'm
Okay,
right
she's
there.
coming back.
The network just threw me
Okay,
out.
yeah, just okay. Do you still want to add to that point, or you are okay with that? Can you hear me, Bella? Are you muted? Cannot hear you. Can you hear me, Bella?
Okay. I'm right here. Okay. I think network is
Okay,
doing a number. Okay.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Let's just go ahead. So how do event businesses go about choosing the right venue for an event?
All right. So, like I touched on while I was speaking about the challenges we face and how important an event concept is. So, before you begin to look for the right venue, you already want to have what the concept or what the vision of the client is. So already we want to start by the location. If we're talking about a corporate event or a wedding, where is the ideal ambience for this kind of event? And then we're going further to knowing the amount of guests. You don't want to take a 500 capacity hall for a 1,000 guest expectance. So you want to factor in what are the key things that we have listed out from the client first. Like for us at Lemony Touch Events, we have a 1 to 10 of sourcing for venues. So once we're done with what the client wants first from the location, the kind of event, the number of guests, the ambience, the target audience, we then go further to say, okay, now that we know what the client wants, how are we going to merge this together? Like I said, we have a 1 to 10 because unfortunately, Nigerians generally have a maintenance culture as to, you don't want to just pick up a venue online and then send it to your client and go on with it. So we do a venue inspection. So we already have an inventory, an existing inventory, whereby we have pulled out venues across the country and across, just to know what is the number of guests this venue can take. So you want to make sure that you are getting a venue that can at least take 100 guests extra than your expected guests. So for instance, you're thinking about having 500 guests. You're looking at having at least 600 to 700 capacity venue because you want to factor in the kind of vendors you want to put in. You want to ensure that aside from the guests you're going to have, are you doing theater setting? Are you doing banquet setting? What is the capacity? You also want to go back and check their online presence. What's the referral? Has there been any bad review about this venue? Most importantly, because we are in Nigeria, you want to find out what their air conditioning system is like. Sometimes we go to venues while they're having events to just know what their air conditioning system is like. Because, of course, when you ask them, they'll tell you, oh, it's working fine. But you want to ensure that you go see for yourself. And then you want to ensure that all the, like I said, we have a 1 to 10. So you're looking at parking. Parking is very important in Nigeria. You don't want a place where your guests have to be disturbed by thugs on the street while they're trying to get to your event or while they're getting, to their car, they are being harassed and all of that. So you want to look at parking, you want to look at security, you want to look at proximity to, the client's place or to church, as the case may be. And then you want to look at their restroom, their changing rooms, because these are pointers, these are the facilities your client is going to be in touch with while they're having their events. And most importantly, you want to look at the convenience. Most importantly, you want to look at the security involved inside because we do risk analysis. So you want to check how many entrances do they have? Where is their service door? In case of fire, where is their emergency exit? So those are the things you want to consider before you settle for a venue. And of course, you want to be sure they are available for your date.
Thank you very much. We have a question from one of our online audience. How do you select the right team members? From Pastor Shi? How do you select the right team members?
All right. Okay, so how we pre-select, I would say that as a business owner, more so as an event planner, I always tell people once again that event planning is not something you do because you just want to make money. You want to do it because of passion. The passion must be there because honestly, taking stress off people means you're thinking less of yourself and more of conveniencing, other people. How do we select? So we've already drawn out our business plan. In our business plan, we already have the roles that we need to fit in to ensure that our events are great successes. So like I mentioned earlier that we do risk analysis. So when you're looking at our team, what are the things that this brand requires to ensure that we are achieving what we say our brand will stand for? So we already have listed roles and well-defined roles as to who we need to fit. And of course, we want to hire for character, not just the know-how. I mentioned earlier as well that there's some people that are just fascinated by, the glam of parties when music is playing. They are not really into what happens back door, behind the scene. So once we already have our business plan laid out, we have the roles we want people to fit in, we have the requirement of what the brand stands for, we engage the service of an HR person to then go on with recruitment processes. So that's how we do pre-selection for team members. We already have the roles well defined. We know what we need, and then we go for the people.
Thank you very much. That's to say you fit the right hole with the right peg.
Yes.
Okay. What are some effective marketing strategies that businesses use to promote their events?
Marketing strategies, I would say that they are, one, social media. Whether we like it or not, social media has come to stay. And then two, referral. Those two tools are very important in the sense that social media is, so for us at Lemony Touch, we have a lot of clients in diaspora where they just look up, they look up the hashtag event planner in Nigeria, event planner in Lagos. I'm not a very social person, but Lemony Touch is a very social person. So when you go on our Instagram and do Facebook, Twitter, you see that we have a presence there because we're trying to reach the people. I mean, let's look at it this way. Who are the people getting married now? What are the age range? These are people that like to be on the social media. Even companies, corporate bodies, they want to be felt, in a way that they can connect. So you want to leverage on social media for marketing strategies. You want to put out what you're doing. You want to show them behind the scene. You want to show them this is what we are made of. This is our brand promise. So social media is one of our very great tool as to, marketing ourselves. Secondly, referrals. Now, referrals is very important. There was a particular year that all the jobs we had came through referrals. So as long as you are delivering on the brand promise that you have made to people, you can market through your existing customers. So existing customers will be able to bring in new customers because word of mouth is very powerful to take you to, when they say your name is mentioned in rooms that you are not in, that's the power of referral. So those two things stand out for us in marketing strategies.
Thank you very much. How do event businesses manage logistics and operations during an event? How do you manage logistics and operations?
So how do we manage logistics and operations during an event? I would say that the work of operations and logistics starts way before the day of event. And the work you put in before the event is way more than the work that happens on the day of event. So for operations and then for logistics, you want to be well defined as to what is required. When the job comes in, how many man team do I need to achieve this? You'll be surprised. When event planners are charging, they're saying, oh, what is it that you guys are going to do? I mean, some people define us as people that walk around during events. No offense taken. But the honest truth is our work starts from you're making phone calls to these vendors, you're visiting venues, you're visiting your clients, you're doing meetings. So you have to ensure that you have a clear stating of, what is it that this type of event, first you're starting with what type of event is it? So we know what operations are required. How many man team do we need to bring on board to achieve the success of this event? Then the logistics, how many staff are going to and fro? How are your clients also moving? So we have a checklist that we work with, and we have a budget outline. We have a live Google document that we also work with. So we are projecting ahead as to this is what is required. So we're not having any last minute thing bouncing up on us. So we want to clearly define what manpower is required to produce this particular event. And we want to know, okay, this is the amount of team members I have to move. This is what is required. So that's how we, manage the logistics of an event.
Okay. What are some key legal and regulatory considerations that event businesses need to be aware of, especially for those who are listening to us and they are liking what you say?
Yes. So to start with, I usually say that the event industry has low barrier to entry. So automatically, anybody can wake up today, Auntie BC can wake up today and say, oh, I think I can put an event together because I planned my niece's event. Now, where does all of this end? For you to be able to pull yourself away from the many, because there's low barrier to entry into the event industry market, you want to first ensure that your business is registered. It is very, very important. I know a lot of people like to shy away from taxes, but as an event person, you also want to consider paying direct assessment as, your business functions. Also, you also want to have a contract, which is very, very important. You want to have a contract of agreement with clients. You want to ensure that you're not just out of excitement saying, oh, they want to plan this party, let me just get on with it. No, you want to ensure that you have a binding contract between yourself and then your client. Then you want to have another contract between yourself and vendors. Reason being that some of those things might not happen. Let's say we have situations probably 2 times in 50 events, but those are the things that will save you later on when you have a well-stated contract as to what you're supposed to deliver, what is expected in your delivery notes, what will you not do? You know, there are sometimes we have weddings and then people want to have after party till 1 a.m. Does your contract state that after 10 p.m. you're going to be paid extra? So you want to ensure you are protecting yourself, you're protecting your staff. We have the indemnity as well under contract. You want to ensure sometimes guests go very funny. They might want to, you know, get physical. So as an event planner, you want to ensure that you have embedded all of that in your contract. And finally, I would say that it's important to actually join a body. As an event planner, we have associations. The first association is Association of Party Organizers and Event Management Managers in Nigeria, APOM. You want to ensure you belong to a body so that, I mean, that body really helped when it was the time for COVID. You want to ensure that you belong to an association that is guiding you so that if anything happens, you are well protected. So I would say those things are important. You register your business, you ensure you pay your taxes, you ensure you have contract that protects you with your vendors, with your clients, and you want to join an association, an event association.
Okay, that is good. Thank you. How has technology impacted the event business, and what are some of the latest trends in event tech?
Technology has taken events from 0 to 1,000, permit me to say. I would go back to the time of COVID. I mean, so I remember clearly when it was time for COVID, when it was the COVID year, the pandemic year, we had lots of events we're looking up to. I mean, it was looking like a good year already. And surprisingly, March, we had to shut down. And the painful thing was, you know, everybody was used to, I mean, Nigerians, we are used to a particular way of getting things done. What did technology do? We successfully held events over our devices. We were holding hybrid events, we're holding virtual events, which is part of what we're doing right now. So people got a shift because of technology. They got a shift that you can actually get married. I mean, people had their pastors join online. The couple were in a house. So technology took us from 0 to 1,000. We were able to hold events. We held burials. You know, the children didn't have to come home. We did everything through, you know, social media and, you know, the social platforms. So technology actually takes us from 0 to 1,000. Another thing technology has done is, you know, we have passcodes now when you're entering into events. All you have to do is scan. There are wristbands that they just scan, or you have your invites, they're just scanned in. So the new age for events, it has come to stay. And I would say that it very much is help. And then processes as well. Before, it used to be a lot of papers. I mean, event planners are notorious for always writing. We want to write all the time. So, but now we're doing things through Google Doc. We're just, you know, punching on our system and the client is seeing it. So technology has been a great helper, although it has the downside, but I would say it has taken us from 0 to 1,000, not 100.
That is great. We will go on a short break right now and then come back. Thank you very much, Adeola.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Sacrifice leads.
These dry bones will rise again, 'cause the stone has been rolled away. At the touch of living water, yeah, yeah. This broken branch will live again. These fallen walls will the Lord to His voice as He calls, come forth, arise, come alive. It's not over till Jehovah says yeah. Arise, come alive. Mighty soldier, you must fulfill your destiny.
You are welcome back. Thank you very much for that message. Those that are apprehensive for downturn in their businesses, the message is very clear. The dry bones will rise again. Let's keep pushing on. Let's keep trying and never give up. That's the cornerstone of success. Do not give up. You are welcome back to the second segment with our distinguished guest, and we'll continue with our question. What are some of the strategies that event businesses use to measure the success of an event?
All right. So I would say that that's in three divisions. One, the clients. Two, the guests. Three, the team members. How do you measure the success of an event, and why am I listing these people? Remember, from the concept of your event, visualizing it, you have the clients to actually make happy. So you want to measure your success by how is my client feeling during this event? How are they feeling after this event? Is my client seated? Are they having a great time? I hope they're not, being apprehensive or having to stand up or being distracted from really enjoying their moment. So you want to measure that from your clients. And then after the event, you want to check with your feedback. We have a survey form that we give our clients after each event because, one, we want to get better at what we're doing and we want to know where we went wrong or things we didn't do right. So your client is your first measure as to seeing how the success of the event was. Secondly is the guest. Remember, your clients called you because they want to satisfy the guest. So how are your guests feeling? Are they okay? Are they fine? And another thing is your guests, inside the guest, you have your next job. So like I always say, you want to ensure that you're putting in all your effort because you don't know where your next big job would come from. So you want to measure the success of your event from your guests. Guests don't mince words when they're having a good time. As you're passing by or as you're walking through, they say, oh, well done. That event planner is good. Oh, you did a great job. So you want to measure your success through, your guest as well. And thirdly, your team members. At the end of the entire, team, as an event planner, you can have all the great ideas. You can, want to draw out all the great ideas. But if you don't have the right team members, if you don't have the right vendors, so you also want to measure the success from these people. Are your vendors and are your members happy? You don't want to be a one-sided event planner that just goes on to carry on with the clients because you're going to need to call back some vendors and then you still want your team members to work afterwards. So how are you measuring how satisfied your team members are and how the vendors are? And the good thing is, once you're even done with the event, you can actually tell. That's why you see some event planners dancing after their event because they are measuring their success. Like, oh, we've done a good one. And so this is to all the team members. That's a great one. And we know that's one feather added to our cap. So those three things, your clients, the guests, and your team members and vendors is how you can measure your event success.
Thank you very much. I'd like to appreciate Wendy Garuba Ayeni joining us. She's actually appreciate what you are saying. And I've seen Sunday Ayedi too. And Pastor Sheyi too has been on the call with us. Thank you very much. And Taiwo Ojo all the way from Abuja, thank you for joining. Now, the next question is, how do event businesses go about managing finances and budgeting for an event? You have said so much about finance and budget because all this cannot go without that. Thank you. You are welcome, Ashim Sikirulai. Thank you for joining. Go ahead, please, Adeola.
All right. So, how do we manage finances and budgets for an event? So, to start with, we always first have a consultation session. And when we have a consultation session, we touch on budgets. So, no matter how much money you have, you want to put in check what you're spending. I mean, we have luxury clients that they want to say, oh, I spent 20 million for that event. So whether it is that you have a lot of money to spend, you want to keep in check what you're spending, or you want to be able to keep a tab on what you have spent, or you also are probably very meticulous. You want to ensure, some people come up and they say, Lemony, this is how much we have. We do not want to, pass this particular budget. How are we going to work on that? So like I did mention, we have a budget outline worksheet. Firstly, you want to be very realistic with yourself. This is Nigeria, and there are situations whereby the prices are changing, in a very, very funny way. We have caterers that probably at the beginning of the year, they're giving you this amount per plate, and 6 months after, they're giving you that price per plate. So anyway, we have a budget outline worksheet. Remember, I'd mentioned that we have a checklist. So once you engage the service of a planner, there are checklists that, has all the items that we need to execute your event. So we then put an estimate price against each of it. Now, mind you, I'm going to go back to the concept of the event. You want to think about what this client wants. Is it a client that wants to ride on horses, wants to show up in their venue with a Bugatti, or it's just a client that just wants to dance in? So that is going to tell you a lot about the kind of vendors you want to merge. Now, there are vendors that offer services for lesser prices, not because they are not good or they want to offer lesser quality, but because they're just trying to break even in the market. So they want to give you a welcoming price. So the way we manage, finances and, budget is, first, we want to state out what are your dreams. Now that we know your dreams, we want to liken it to what is the amount you want us to spend? What is that figure you don't want us to, exceed? Or what is that figure? Some people will go at any length. Of course, just give me this, but they want to see. So we have a spreadsheet that clearly states this is the estimate. And then when we begin to think about vendors, we're doing vendors merging with our clients. So we're saying, oh, this is the best fit vendor for someone that, loves makeup. Somebody can want to have a banker, Mashida. Another person that is just very conservative. I say, oh, please, I have one makeup artist in my street. So basically, we then have the actual price. We then check what is our estimate against the actual price, and then we put the difference. Oh, this is a go-to. So that way, every client is always happy to, see what their expenses are. Every client is always happy to, say, oh, my realistic budget. I'm laying emphasis on realistic budget because there's some clients that might come across without having realistic budget to achieving their expenses. So pretty much you want to have a clear budget outline. You want to do your estimate. You want to check with your actual price, merging them with best fit vendor, not with lower quality. And then we arrive at, this is the expenditure for this entire event. It's a go-go or no, we're not going with it. Let's check and balance. So that's how we manage finances.
Thank you very much. Well articulated. Permit me to quickly recognize Brother Tunde Omikule, all the way from Banikoro, Adetunji Aderito of Lagos here, Esther Namdi, Feyintola Ogunye, Adeleke, Olufade, my brother. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you all. You made the show very rich. Now, let me ask another question. What are some of the ethical considerations that event businesses need to take into account when organizing events? So it shows that most businesses and organizations also have ethics. So what are the ethical considerations?
So this is a question that has, been coming up in the past 1 year in the event industry. We're beginning to have people that, because we are like angels to clients, permit me, people trust us. They trust us with their finances. They trust us with their personal, things, belongings, and the likes of it. So I want to say, to start with, for an event planning business, you want to ensure that you have integrity. You just, like I said earlier, you just don't want to do it because of the money. I mean, people's monies are going into your account for you to help settle vendors. So you want to have integrity. And then you want to think about it. Do I want to make money or do I want to build a legacy? There are people that just want to get into the business fast. Oh, I want to make money. I want to drive the next, big car. And before you know it, they're dead on arrival. That's why we have people like Zafire events that have been in events for, donkey years, and they're still going at it because people trust them enough. So the ethical things that you need to, bring on board is your integrity. You want to have great integrity. You want to be known for being an honest person. You want to be known for, being a clear event planner, not adding charges onto vendors' monies, not putting up markup. You don't want to put markup on all of that. So your integrity, one. And then your brand promise is very, very important. For us, we offer personalized event service experience. So automatically, anyone that comes to plan event with us becomes our friend, we are their prayer partner, their counselor. It differs for various events. But you want to ensure that you know what your brand promises are. Now, your integrity, your brand promise, and then your service delivery. You want to instill into your team members. See, as event planners, we get in touch with a whole lot of things. We're in charge of your drinks, we're in charge of your food, we're in charge of your money, we're in charge of your family during the course of planning. Some people cut away with, a lot. Some people cut away with a lot of items from events. So you want to ensure that you instill into your team members what the standard of service is. So your integrity, your brand promise, the standard of business service. What is the standard? What is expected? Do you want to be regarded as thieves? Do you want to be event planners that they are calling out on social media? Do you want to run away with people's money? Do you want to do markup on it? You don't want to be caught doing all of that. And then you want to be consistent with what you do as service delivery. There are people that we've planned their event 9 years ago. They still come back and they say, oh, we know that Lemony is like this. So you want to be consistent with, the kind of service that you put out there. So of course, your integrity, your brand promise, the standard of service delivery, and you want to be consistent with what you offer to people. So, and then, like I said, event planning, event industry has low barrier to entry, but we have an association as well that have guidelines as to what you should go by. And then you also want to go by, the procedures of setup while you are doing events. You also want to, it's better now, but immediately after COVID, we had lots of rules as to, you must not set up more than this amount of chairs, or this amount of people must not be in this. Also, there are all those guidelines that you have to follow through as an event planner. When you get to a venue, you have to follow through with their guidelines so that you're not having a whole burn down like the news that we had day before yesterday. So you want to ensure that you're going by the books when it comes to requirements for venues and vendors as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adeola. The last question, because I hope it's like that you have more time for this program. The last question is, what is the future of the event industry, including emerging technologies, changing consumer preferences, and the role of events in shaping culture and society?
All right, Ma. So let me take it from the back. The future of events, changing consumer preferences. We are actually getting there right now, the Gen Zs. So everybody knows that there's a new whatever. Gen Zs are people that they don't want to go through you talking so much. They just want you to show them this is what you want to achieve. This is, so you have to ensure that you stay innovative. You don't want to just be, staying back there and then people will go above and beyond you while you're still saying, oh, this is my little way, this is my process. So you have to continually change your processes so that you can satisfy your incoming, clients. So it's beginning to change because people are getting married now are of a younger age. The brand, the corporate events that you're also serving also want to serve people that are the younger age, and they want to put the vibes in it. That's why you see that even, all the old corporate bodies are doing a lot of things. And then any small thing now, you're hearing ChatGPT, AI this, AI that. So at some point, you're not going to need as much man hand that you need right now, because everything is becoming, computerized. You have the AI, you have the ChatGPT. I want to send a memo to someone. I can just, speak with my assistant, and then it's turning it into a chat. And there are lots of platforms now that you can use and as an event planner. Like I talked about the barcode, you can put barcode on your event so that you can RSVP who is coming and how their picture is coming up when they get to the event. So the event future is huge. Like, it's really, really huge. And you cannot be caught sleeping. You cannot be caught sleeping. So you have to ensure you stay innovative all the time. You have to ensure that you're jumping on technology, but you're jumping on it right, not the wrong way, not for the wrong intentions or with the wrong publicity at the same time, because you want to ensure you're staying within, what your brand promises. So the future of event planning is really, really going to become more exciting. I'm trying to imagine that now we're going to have people in diaspora get married, and there's this advert MTN has where the wife was, almost there with the technology thing they had, I think 6G or whatever it is that they called it. Yeah, so I'm trying to imagine that probably in another 1 or 2 years. And now we even have dancing robots at events. So it's getting more exciting. I can really say that it's going to be a great one, and you have to ensure you jump on it the right way.
Thank you very much. The time is not our friend, but we have enjoyed every bit of this show with you, Adeola. It's very, very impactful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Just a parting shot in 2-3 words. What's your parting shot on this?
So I would say that to start with, if you at all you want to get into an event business, ensure you're doing it for the passion, never for the money. The money can get added later, but ensure you're doing it for the passion. Secondly, if you also need an event planner, ensure that you tick all the right boxes as to having the right vibes with your event planner. And thirdly, I would say that in your career, no matter how much it seems bleak or, not so bright, just keep going. Eventually, the light will shine on you. And lastly, thank you very much, Ma, for having me on this platform. I do appreciate.
Thank you very much, Adeola. We are very appreciative of your contribution to this show and to the lives of our audience out there, especially the budding entrepreneurs that may want to have ideas of what to do. You have given us a lot of food for thought and a lot of information to actually operate with. I appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you,
for honoring our invitation. I hope next time we come calling, you're
definitely
ready to answer us. Thank you very much.
Definitely,
God bless you.
Ma. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you. So, distinguished audience, I hope you have enjoyed today. We really run over time. I'll just quickly, as a recap, point out the key elements of what she had told us, our guest has told us, and what is necessary in this business. Do your business, go into this business, and even any business, I dare say, with the passion. Passion, even when you meet a lot of roadblocks on your way in any business, it's your passion that keeps you going, the interest that you have that sustains you and keep energizing you to think of ways to get around the problem. So don't think of the money first, think of your passion, think of the interest and the objective, which is fueled by your passion. Then the other key factors to consider is to make sure that there's integrity in whatever you do. The ethics, like I said, is in any business, any organization, is what speaks for you. People get to know you better for your integrity than the money you have made, than whatever other names you can call yourself. And involving technology in business, it cannot be overemphasized. There's no business now, as you have heard, even in the event industry. Technology play a lot of roles. So if you really want your business to stand the test of time, the earlier you embrace technology in all its ramifications, the better for it. Like I said, time will not permit us to go on full cap, but I'm sure you have gained the key points that she has given us today. And if you still have other questions, please do not hesitate to contact us on this show. We'll make sure we'll get the answers for you. As we conclude, let me emphasize the importance of creativity, adaptability, and collaboration also in event planning. These are the key factors that will enable you to stay competitive and meet the evolving needs of your clients. Remember that every event is a unique opportunity to create and unforgettable experience for your guests. By focusing on innovation, like we have said, quality and customer satisfaction, you can build a successful event business that will stand the test of time. Once again, I would like to thank you for your attention and the time. I look forward to hearing about your future successes in the event industry. Please continue to appreciate our efforts by making sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Comfort Eyitayo, and once you have done that, please turn on the notification button, like and share our videos. Stay updated with information about upcoming events, solutions, and offers on my Instagram account at Comfort Eyitayo, as well as my Facebook at Comfort Eyitayo. Till I come your way again, I look forward to your future successes in the event industry and any other business you find yourself. Thank you. God bless you and happy Easter once again.